Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being back with us. Thus far, obviously things are not as bad as had been forecasted, and so we're very thankful for that based upon the amount of rainfall, the severity of the winds, storm surge, all of it across Louisiana. While things are still serious and there's a long way to go, we nevertheless have fared much better than we had feared might be the case. But our neighbors are still taking it on the chin in Texas, and we're going to do everything we can to be good neighbors to them while we continue to prepare for and respond to the situation as it develops in Louisiana. We understand that there's still a lot of people who are sustaining damage to their homes and to their businesses here in Louisiana, and we're going to make every effort to assist them. Right now we have 38 parishes with school closures today. A total of 37 parishes have declared disasters. 5 of those, the original 5, have a federal declaration. There is a situation unfolding in Gaydon now where we believe that the levee has been breached. This is a situation that also happened last year, and the Louisiana National Guard is currently working to verify exactly what the situation is and to make a temporary repair there. Again, this is we believe the exact same place where there was a problem last year. Southwest Louisiana for now remains the center of gravity as it relates to this storm in Louisiana. Last night in Lake Charles, they sheltered 160 individuals, and that was a combination of folks who were from Texas and from the Calcasieu Parish. That shelter population, we believe, is about 330 now, and we anticipate that that's going to increase throughout the day as rescue operations in Texas, especially in the Port Arthur area, increase. That's what it means to be a good neighbor. Speaking of that, Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries, those 40 officers who deployed with boats and teamed up with their counterparts in Texas over 3 days rescued more than 1,200 people and I think 126 pets. So we are very appreciative for the work that they've been able to do over in Texas. We're going to continue to provide Texas the assistance that they need, including offering additional shelter space in North Louisiana should they choose to accept that. We will shelter as many as 3,400 Texans in Shreveport. We are ready to do that should they take us up on the offer. Now, Harvey is going to continue to make its way north. As you know, it made landfall early this morning in the very southwest corner of Louisiana. Sometime over the next number of hours, it's going to traverse the state diagonally, and it's going to exit over the northeast corner of the state of Louisiana. This remains a powerful storm. A lot of rain will continue to be dropped. We know that the ground is saturated in many places. The winds are certainly sufficient to topple trees, and anytime that happens, then power outages are also going to happen. In fact, we've had a spike in power outages across Louisiana today, but it remains less than 1% of the customers in the affected areas. And as the winds die down, those repairs will be made and those outages will be corrected. I do want to ask people to continue to be vigilant. There are literally hundreds of roads across Louisiana right now where we have standing water. It remains imperative that people not drive through water if they don't know how deep it is or how strong the current is. That is one of the most dangerous hazards out there that poses a threat of harm to the people of Louisiana. Asking that people continue to remain up to date on road closures. You can do that at 511la.org, 511la.org. It also links to Texas road information now. And if you are traveling through Texas, the Texas authorities have asked that you not do so through South Texas. And in fact, commercial traffic, to the extent that we can do it, we are sending that traffic north on I-49 to I-20 to get them into and through Texas. And we're actually trying to divert traffic even before it gets into Louisiana, so that we don't send more traffic than is necessary along I-10, because once you get into the state of Texas, I-10 becomes completely impassable in certain areas. I would ask also that individuals continue to go to volunteerlouisiana.gov in order to see exactly what the state of Texas needs and how quickly they will need it, and to better coordinate our efforts here to deliver those resources to the state of Texas. And as always, you can go to emergency.la.gov for complete information about this disaster, emergency.la.gov. So I'm going to be followed by Bill Doran from FEMA, and Bill will be followed by Lieutenant Governor Nungesser, and following Lieutenant Governor Nungesser, I'll come back up and we will take a few questions before we head out to southwest Louisiana for the remainder of the afternoon. Bill?
All right. Thank you, Governor. Again, appreciate the partnership. Our friends in Texas and my colleagues over there are really appreciative of what Louisiana is doing to support Texas right now. Top priority for the federal government as we work together to support Louisiana and Texas, protecting lives and safety of survivors. Long duration storms still going. We still have challenges. Residents of Louisiana are still not out of harm's way as it goes across, as the governor said, across the north part of the state. First responders, state and federal teams, and voluntary agencies are working tirelessly to help those in need, search and rescue, staffing emergency shelters, providing meals, and offering comfort. And we will still be here, FEMA, working the issues we have here. I have a robust team here that was already here from the floods. We haven't brought that many more folks in, but we're going to continue to coordinate with our counterparts in Texas as we can support them, plus planning for the future of any other events as we have other storms out there. It's not over yet for hurricane season, so we'll still be vigilant with that as well. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. Billy?
Thank you, Governor. To repeat what the Governor said, sign up and volunteer and go to volunteerlouisiana.gov and click on how to help. Do not load up your car or truck and head to Texas. We're getting a lot of people that want to help, but you can't get in, as the Governor said. And also, if you're wanting to help with a boat, the Cajun Navy, or the several groups of them that are coordinated efforts, don't just grab your boat and get on the highway. A lot of those people are being turned back, and you can't get through. We also want to offer to Louisiana residents, as well as anyone from Texas, as you begin to apply for assistance, if you don't have internet service, all of our libraries in Louisiana have free access internet, and we will be welcoming people to go into the libraries and use that internet service to sign up online for disaster assistance. So all the librarians are going to be welcoming people to help and assist, whether you're from Louisiana or Texas. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. And I'm mindful of how generous people were across the country last year when we sustained major flooding in those two incidents. And so I'm going to ask people, if they're able to do it, to consider donating funds. I will direct them to the Red Cross, but there will be other agencies in the state of Texas, or national agencies, that will be helping out with flood relief. So if you're out there wondering what you can do right now in order to assist, I would encourage you to please make a generous contribution to the agency of your choice, and certainly the Red Cross comes to mind given the work that they do in every disaster, and I know that they're undertaking right now in the state of Texas. In addition to that, we would continue to offer, in addition to our actual on-the-ground assistance to the folks in Texas, our prayers, and I would again remind people in Louisiana that we have another 24 hours or so before this storm is out of our state, and so there's a lot of threats out there that we have to be mindful of. With that, I will take your questions. I must have done a really good job. Yes, ma'am.
Is there any confirmation with President Trump making a visit here?
His visit here? We do not have a confirmation of that. The last we knew, and I think it was on Monday, they announced an intention to visit on Saturday. As far as we know, that remains the case, but we haven't confirmed that he is coming, or if he is, what time and the locations he would like to visit. As soon as we know more, we will pass that along. Yes,
Hi,
ma'am.
Governor. I'm curious, we saw Cindy earlier this year, and now with this latest storm, a lot of people have gotten really scared that it's really going to impact Louisiana. Now we see Irma developing. I guess, is there anything that you would like to say to people about the kind of tendency to fall into complacency?
Well, we don't want people to be complacent, and we don't want people to panic. You know, there's an optimal level of stress, if you will, and it's somewhere between those 2 points. We want people to pay attention to the threats that are out there and to get a game plan. It's not too late to get a game plan, for example, if they haven't already done that, and go to getagameplan.org and do other things like that. The one thing I can tell the people of Louisiana is the federal partnership that we've had with the Trump administration with FEMA has been outstanding. We have the most experienced people in the country when it comes to disaster management, both the response phase and the recovery phase. So people should feel good about that. I mean, the team that's standing behind me at the state level is excellent, and so that should inspire confidence. But also the local first responders out there, sheriff's officers and city police officers and firemen and so forth. Really excellent team that we have in Louisiana for people. So that should all inspire confidence. But Mother Nature obviously can sometimes throw at you more than you can handle. That's what's happened in Texas, unfortunately. It could still happen in Louisiana. So we want people to be vigilant and be mindful that there are additional systems out there. You talked about Irma. There's also a disturbance already in the Gulf. It's obviously not a named storm, but it has the potential to bring a lot of rain here over the next several days on top of what we've been getting from Harvey. So somewhere between being complacent and being panicked is the right place, and that's where we're going to ask the people of Louisiana to settle.
Governor,
Sue.
how are you today?
Good, thank you.
You said they were sheltering in Lake Charles. Are they sheltering at the Civic Center or out at Burton Coliseum?
At the Civic Center. Right now, the Burton Coliseum will be used if space is no longer available at the Civic Center. Yes, ma'am.
The increase in people who need shelter that you're expecting, do you expect that to be from Texas or
Yes.
South Louisiana?
Well, we're ready for both, but the flooding threat appears to be diminishing in southwest Louisiana. But the impact, you know, for example, and it's just the way it happened, I think last night in the Port Arthur area, they got about 8 inches of rain, and in Calcasieu Parish, it was less than 2 inches. And so the real flooding, the need for search and rescue is right across the border. The problem is the Texas authorities are having a hard time getting into Lake Arthur from the west. We're able to access it more easily from the east. And so that's where we're going to be going as soon as this press conference is over, to make sure that they have all the resources that they need. This is a coordinated effort where we have the state police, Louisiana Army National Guard, wildlife and fisheries, and others who are making sure that through school buses, high water vehicles, vessels if needed, that we're able to effectuate those search and rescues and then bring those people into Louisiana to shelter them as we need to, while retaining our capacity moving forward to provide all of those same services in Louisiana should that become necessary.
So it's mostly people in the Port Arthur and Beaumont area?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, we will have a UCG meeting tomorrow at 11, and so we will schedule another press conference for the same time tomorrow, same place. Thank you all very much. Thank you.